Hello, BookTube. I don't know if this is going to work. I haven't filmed on my phone in a long time. In fact, I don't think I've ever filmed on this particular phone. But there's a book lovers hashtag going around Twitter, and I'm doing a bookshelf book tag. So I thought, what better way to celebrate the confluence of all that than to do a small bookshelf tour? Tours used to be easy to do because I used to film exclusively on my phone. On this phone, I don't even know where I'm supposed to look, and I have no idea if this video will upload. I seem to remember that the reason I stopped filming on this phone is because the video stopped uploading. I had to do everything over again. But just to give it a try, we're just going to give it a brief try. I think I have to look over there. Just to give it a brief try, we're going to do a small bookshelf tour in honor of National Hashtag Book Lovers Day or whatnot. And unfortunately, we're down in puppy territory. So she's biting the crap out of me. So right, everybody. Hi, everybody. Sing hail, everybody. My little authoritarian stormtrooper of a terrier hates it when I'm down in her territory without playing with her. So that might be the jerking around like a shark attack victim, and that also might be the growling and the snarling. I'm trying to get her to behave better because she's a little rowdy. But anyway, let's see if we can do a short bookshelf tour, and then I'll try and upload it, or at the very least connect it to my computer so that I don't lose the material. The problem with bookshelf tours, for me, I've mentioned it before when I've done some, the problem is that my bookshelves aren't static at all. Not at all. I'm not saying that people who do bookshelf tours never look at their books, but I'd be willing to bet that I move my books around, shift them, remove them, discard them, use them, put them back in a different place. I'd be willing to bet I do that more than most people. My bookshelves change radically over the course of even 6 months, let alone a year. So the bookshelves in this room, for instance, aside from the Penguin Classics, have largely changed since the last time I did a bookshelf tour here. Maybe that's a reason to just do a whole nother bookshelf tour. But one way or another, it feels like rebuilding a sandcastle at high tide. I don't know what my approach should be. But we're going to do a little shelf here. Some of these will be familiar, but I guess they'll only be familiar if you've studied every one of my 2,000 videos, and not a lot of you have done that. So it'll be fun to talk about them anyway, and we'll try and keep this short in case length is a reason why I can't upload these things. So the first one is a great old collection by Frank Muir, the Oxford Book of Humorous Prose, which has everybody in it that you would think. It's just it's not a read-through volume. It's more of a pick-me-up volume. I pick bits and pieces of it when I want to just smile or just have a ray of sunshine in an otherwise grim or unrewarding reading day. And then the next one is by Paul Taylor and W.H. Auden. It's their collaborative translation of the Elder Edda. Not the whole thing, just a bit, done in rather evocative verse, and if I remember correctly, dedicated to J.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah, it's dedicated to Tolkien. The Elder Edda is a treasure trove of Norse mythology and just a wonderful reading experience. And I love it in this. I had a mass market paperback of this forever that was poorly made. It was stiff as a board even when it was brand new. And I didn't know that the exact same edition with the same cover design and everything had been made as a hardcover first. I thought it was just a mass market, and then I found the hardcover at the Brattle Bookshop here in Boston and decided the time had come for me to stop putting rubber bands around my mass market and just get rid of it. Then the next one is kind of a reference work. I have it, but I can't remember the last time I used it. It's also fun to read through, but I never do it. I never end up doing it. It's the Oxford Book of Aphorisms. Just witty or pithy sayings. No grand idea was ever born in a conference, but a lot of foolish ideas have died there. F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Crack Up. Stuff like that. It's just a book full of those things. I think it's mainly used as a reference work for writers, and I am a writer, and yet I don't ever use it. So I don't know how long it will be here. Then next one is Oversized, a lovely thing. This thing I do revisit. This is can you see it here? The Nature of Massachusetts. It's a National Audubon Society production with Lars Johnson illustrations throughout that are just gorgeous. just gorgeous. Rattlesnake in the leaves. Just gorgeous illustrations throughout of all the animals of Massachusetts. Just a delightful book. I absolutely love it. A signature production of theirs. And then the next one is something, I think we've seen all these things on this channel already. This is The Golden Throng by Edmund Way Teale. He's a natural history writer and a nature writer that I absolutely love. I think he's entirely out of print now. And this is his book about bees that I just find fascinating. We know, I mean, this was written 60, 70 years ago, so we know a huge amount more about bees now than we did when he wrote this, but it doesn't matter. It's so beautifully, beautifully written. And also, I hate to say it, because I ordinarily make fun of this when other readers go on and on about it, but this book was obviously kept at somebody's beach house, and is always going to smell that way. It smells like a salt box seaside house. So it makes for an interesting experience that way too. But I got it out of loyalty to this author and a bit of sentimentality, because me Sainted Ma had a thing for bees. She didn't like them at all, and they didn't like her. So I used to get her bee books just to put her knickers in a twist. It was a lot of fun. We both really enjoyed it, and now I this is one that I never got a chance to send her, but I love it anyway. So then the next one is pure sentimentality, pure sad. This is Anna Quinlan's Good Dog Stay. That's about her experiences with dogs, but it has a large focus on the end. On the end, when they get that saintly look, they become faded. They lose their demon energies. They become purified dogs in a way that it's hard to explain unless you've had one. I've had many, many, many old dogs, and this book was like a punch to the kidneys, in a good way, if there is a good way. And the next one is is Present Day Problems by William Howard Taft. Somebody found this for me. You're in a used bookstore and you see a book by William Howard Taft, I would assume you would buy it and send it to me. And this is just a collection of speeches, occasional speeches that he would give. He would go all around. Mercifully, these have been worked over. He worked over them before they were published, because some of his speeches taken down verbatim would not have been pleasant to read. but he made them into a book, and he did a large number of books. I have this and a couple of others. This is my favorite, though, because it shows him trying to reach an audience. And his main weakness as a writer is when he forgot to do that, and he often forgot to do that. But with these things, they were originally generated to reach an audience, and he maintained that. He retained that while he was revising them. The next one we saw on this channel, but without a dust jacket. I got this is a book is part of a series, the Cambridge Ancient History series. These huge 1,000-page hardcovers covering whole epochs of ancient history. And I found one recently at the Brattle Bookshop on Republican Rome, the whole breadth of Republican Rome, the internal politics, the external politics, the major personalities, the beginning, the middle, the end, everything, only without a dust jacket. And I got it because it was $3, and it's something I really want to have. But I realized when I put it on the shelf that I'd like a dust jacket for it, so I made one. I made a dust jacket for it. The beginnings of one. I got white paper, folded it into a book jacket shape, and then reinforced the paper with clear plastic tape. So I made the spine Republican Rome with a little Roman column there. But I haven't put anything on the front or the back. I will take this dust jacket off, add something to the front, add something to the back, and tape again to make the whole thing. But to start off, it now has a dust jacket to go on the shelf. Then the essays of E.B. White, classic collection of his essays that I've had in paperback time and time again. I give it to people, and I found it for a hardcover. Same thing with this one, which got by me when it first came out, and I've been reading in it ever since, and it's so good. This is Let Me Tell You, a collection of occasional pieces by Shirley Jackson that I just absolutely love. Some of them I wasn't as familiar with as I used to be, and just adore them, absolutely adore them all. And then the last thing, this is our bookshelf. We'll get to about 10 minutes here, and then I'll see if I can upload it. The last thing is a big picture book called Gardner Reyes Sideshow. He was a New Yorker cartoonist who did all sorts of great stuff. His stuff is just great, and I don't have any other collection of him. I try to collect New Yorker cartoonists that I really like, and I've never seen another one. And this one's in crappy shape. I reinforced it, but it's falling apart. I just have it for the artwork, and that's it. I don't want this to go on too long because I don't want the length of it to be a problem. So I'm gonna stop this now. That was a quick shelf tour for National Book Lovers Day or hashtag Book Lovers Day or whatever it is. But we'll have plenty of other visits today. So we'll see if this uploads or cross-loads or whatever. And if it does, maybe I've been overthinking this. Maybe the camera is back to being reasonable. That would be great, because then I could do vlogs outside. Or sorry, vlogs outside. But anyway, I'll wrap this up and I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.